Hello everyone. Today I'd like to talk about the perfect summer song. Um, as of the time of this video or making this video, it's still summer, but it's kind of nearing its end. And I've always wondered, I wouldn't say always, but it came up to me that, hey, what's the best summer song? What do you think is, you know, the absolute perfect summer song to listen to when, starting out in summer? What song would you play first and foremost? And now, just kind of looking back, there's so many songs that it's just impossible. There's so many. Basically, it would depend really on the mood, right? Of what you like and what type of song you like, more upbeat, more casual. There's so many of them. So I kind of created two criteria. Well, actually, one criteria and another one where I kind of eliminated. So the one I eliminated was a song that would have summer in it. To me, that really restricts a lot of songs that had like a summer theme or a summer vibe without having summer in the title. So that's why I eliminated that criteria. So again, it could be any song now. But I did impose that criteria where the song did have to represent summer in some way, in a sense, the vibe, really the vibe of it. I don't want it to be songs where they came out around the summertime and there were monster hits at that time, but it really, just because it was a song released in the summer and it was a monster hit doesn't mean that it's really a summer song. You know what I mean? So the first thing that comes to mind regarding that criteria is Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. That song came out, well, the official music video when it came out was during the summer. It came out a little before that in springtime, but it really got popular during the summer, and it was straight out, it's a straight out banger, no matter what. But, the song itself, Not Like Us, sure, I mean, everyone's listens to it during the summer, it's in the clubs and everything like that, but it's not about summer, right? It has nothing to do with summer. So, I'm going to impose that criteria for music, for summer themed songs. So, now, kind of looking back, again, there's a lot. Like, let's say 2020s, you got Cardi B, WAP. I don't know if that's a summer song or not, but Harry Styles is one of them. The one I think calls it As It Was. I think that's a nice summer song. Can't think of any in the 2020s, 2010s. You got Taylor Swift, Cruel Summer. Believe it or not, I actually like the same title, but the Bananarama version in the 1980s. I prefer that more, but it's a summer song, right? Despacito, that was a huge hit, no matter what. For sure, that I can add that. Old Town Road, Little Nas X. I don't know if it's a summer. Yeah, I don't know, but definitely has some. Seems like that song always gets played a lot during the summertime, or it has some summer vibes to it. So, can't think of anything else in the 20. I mean, there's quite a bit. I just can't think of anything. I'm thinking it through my head at the moment. Nothing really prepared. Now, 2000s, I think Hot in Here by Nelly was one of them. JT, Justin Timberlake, Summer Love. Going back to the 1990s, you got probably the most popular, and probably what someone in the audience like yourself would recommend would be Len, right? So Steal My Sunshine. That's a summer song and a monster summer song. So I could see that as someone's number one best summer song of all time. What else? Around that time too, I think there was LFO. Remember them? Kind of a NSYNC wannabe or something like that. They had Summer Girls. What else? And then Fresh Prince. I don't know if that came out late 80s, early 90s. Let's say the 90s. What Summertime, right? From Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff. What else is there? So I mentioned that 1980s. You got. I think I mentioned "Cruel Summer" by Bananarama. I think Go Go's had one, right? Vacation, yeah, summer theme, like that. 1970s, yeah. Well, there's a few. I'm gonna only name one of them. Chic, Good Times. To me, that's a summer song, perfect summer song. Let alone being one of the most influential songs of all time. But Theme from a Summer Place. Actually, I think that's in the 1960s. That's more of an instrumental. And so let's say go to the 1960s. You got Drifters, maybe Under the Boardwalk, Love and Spoonful. What's that song called? Summer in the City. Pretty sure that's what it is. Got Sly, Hot Fun in the Summertime, right? Beach Boys, Good Vibration. Really, anything Beach Boys. I wouldn't say anything, but majority of the Beach Boys music have, summer vibe. It's kind of inherent in their music. Had Kokomo, and I think Kokomo came out much later, right? 1980s ish. Kokomo. That could be a perfect summer song. That I hear that a lot during the summertime. Speaking of Beach Boys and summer music, another one that comes to mind is the Margaritaville guy. What's his name? Jimmy Buffett, right? So you got Beach Boys on one end representing SoCal, California, maybe in general. Got Jimmy Buffett on the other end representing Florida, I guess. And we're talking about beaches, things like that. So these are, again, there's a lot more than this, obviously. But these are the things I can think of off the top of my head that were summer songs with a summer vibe, summer theme, and were pretty big hits. So that's one I can think of. Now, when I mentioned I left out a couple songs, well, my favorite of all time, what I think is the perfect summer song, is this song. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Yeah, Summer Breeze. Seals and Crofts, right? Oops. This one. Sorry about that. So, yes. And it's not because there's summer in the title. Again, I removed that criteria. It's just, to me, it's the absolute most perfect song. Now, most of the songs I mentioned, and there's a lot more summer songs, they tend to be upbeat, right? Kind of lively, upbeat, faster pace, faster tempo. I'm not sure the music terminology for that kind of stuff, but it's usually more upbeat and sometimes like club style, dance style music. Because when you think of summer and that kind of stuff, Summer Breeze is different, right? It's how to explain it, just kind of mid tempo ish, mid tone. It's not upbeat by any means. It's not slow paced either. It's mellow, I guess. It's a mellow song per se. I mean, mellow. I have a kind of a sad connotation to it, but that's the word I can think of right now. But it's kind of calm, mellow, not upbeat at all by any means. But it has every element to the summer. You're talking about the name, Summer Breeze. Just relaxing. And, that's when I think of summer, even as a kid in school, when you think of summer break, right? You think of, okay, getting out of school and going on vacation, going on trips, summer activities, like, if you're into sports, you would go basketball or, soft or baseball or something like that. Or, In my case, I would go to some summer, attend summer programs. Usually I would do that. But for me, you know, what represents summer for me as a kid, and even now, when for summer, is that break, right? Like that summer break, just to get out from what you were doing, whether it's schoolwork or, work, and just chill, right? Just relax and chill. Just spend time, days, weeks, whatever. Summer is perfect for that, and just chill. Go to the beach, not necessarily swim or anything, but just kind of, for me, go to the beach, just sit on the sand and just absolutely chill. Not do nothing, absolutely nothing. Just stay there, sit there, listen to the music, maybe watch women pass by, things like that. But that's to me that's summer, and that's this song being mellow, not fast paced or anything. Just it's relaxing as heck, yet very catchy. It has the guitar riff that is even the guitar riff. I mean, it's a riff. It's very famous when if you play that do 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 do. People know it's a song, right? But it's not like a hard riff or fast riff or anything. It's just very smooth. That's basically what it is. And that entire song is smooth, right? Summer breeze makes me feel fine. The way they're singing it, very smooth, relaxed. Blowing through the jasmine of my, I don't even know what that means, but who cares? Because all you think about and imagining is the breeze, the summer breeze relaxing and blowing, through, and blowing at you and things like that. So that's why to me, this is the absolute perfect song, right? Again, it's not like a banger by any means. I wouldn't put this in a club. It's not that type of music, but I could just play this song over and over and over going to a beach, right? Just sit back, relax. Absolutely most perfect song for it. I don't know I can't think of any other song that is like that and that can just, from a mood perspective, do its job. So to me, Summer Breeze is the absolute most perfect summer song of all time. That's my opinion, yes, but I can explain why. And now, before I go on with Summer Breeze, I wanted to mention, at first, I always thought, to me, Summer Breeze would always be, used to, but even in the future, will always be my summer song, greatest of all time. Okay. Now, I thought other summer songs, like I mentioned, didn't come close. That's not true. There's another song, kind of, when I went back and just trying to, get a feel of what summer songs were out there. There's one song that came close. It's like a close runner-up. And actually came out in the same year. So Summer Breeze came out in 1972. This song also came out in 1972. It's a song by Chicago called Saturday in the Park. Now, that one also has kind of I wouldn't say mellow, but it's a little more slower. They're more mid-tempo songs from Chicago, but it has a wonderful piano riff, hands down, one of the great ones from a rock group I've heard. And even the horn playing it's smooth. It's not like a loud in your face type thing. It just goes with the flow. So it's a relaxing song. And I can think right now, whoever wrote that song, I don't know if it was Peter Cetera or whoever of Chicago. I bet when they wrote that song, they were literally doing that. Like on a Saturday in the park downtown, thinking Millennium Park in Chicago. I think it was called Grant Park earlier, but a park in Chicago, just walking around and then sitting down on one of the benches and just chilling, right? And chilling and making that song. So that's why that's kind of a close second for me. And to be honest, Saturday in the Park is one of my favorite Chicago songs of all time. Chicago is another band I want to talk about in a separate thing, so I won't go into detail. But Saturday in the Park for sure. One of the best summer songs of all time. Okay, going back to Summer Breeze. So, Seals and Crofts, Summer Breeze. There's a few covers that came after, and sometimes I run into them accidentally or hear them on the radio or something like that, or I buy an album and there's some type of cover of it. That what I just mentioned was the case for this. Hopefully I don't drop this one. You know this group? It's the Isley Brothers. So, this is the album Love Songs. This is not really an album. It's more of a compilation album. And it's their later years. So there's the Isley Brothers, and this is in the, I'd say late 50s, maybe 60s, for sure 60s, and then this is the 70s stuff. So I was getting into, much later on, I was getting into the soul, funk era, R&B of the 70s, and I happened to get into the Isley Brothers, and this is the one with not just the original three members, but I think their brothers join in. And this album had Summer Breeze. It's a direct cover of Seals and Crofts. And when I first heard it, I was blown away. Like, the melody, everything is still there. The lyrics, everything hasn't changed. It's Summer Breeze by Seals and Crofts. Yet, it is so, I wouldn't say so, but quite a bit different. That it's the Isleys' own style, right? The guitar for that riff, that most famous riff, is a bit harder, a bit edgier. The whole aura of the song is more soulful. It's just fantastic. It's longer too, which I like, especially if the song is good. The longer, the better. And they're doing the way they're playing the instruments, perfection. To me, after hearing this song, and I've been on repeat quite a bit with that song when I first got it, at that point in time, and I kind of still do up to recently, but I always thought that was the best cover of Summer Breeze. So definitely, if you don't know Summer Breeze, listen to Seals and Crofts first. If you don't like it, you probably won't like anything I just mentioned. If you do like it and you haven't heard the Isley Brothers version, definitely listen to it. Listen to it on the internet, whatnot. It's originally came from that 3+3 album with the Isley Brothers and their younger siblings that joined around later at that time. That era is fantastic. To be really, really good. I actually prefer that over their 60s stuff. But definitely pick it up. So it's been a while after that, in terms of covers, until I heard something, I'd say 2004 or 2005, mid-2000s. It was a Gap commercial, and I'll play it for you. See what that is. Hopefully it comes out. Okay, so sorry about the loud pops, but this was I think this was on the commercial, the Gap commercial, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, I knew it was on a commercial, I'm pretty sure it's Gap. But, so when I first saw that commercial, I was like, oh my God, this is not a bad sounding cover. Obviously the commercial's only 30 seconds long, but they pretty much played the entire commercial, this song. So I had to go find it, and looked it up, finally found it. It's under the album called What Is Hip Remix. It's not What Is Hip from Tower of Power, like an album of Tower and Power, although I think one of their songs is in there. But it's basically a remix, and they call it a project of songs from, I'd say the 70s, right? That era, the AM golden era, I guess. and they remixed all the whatever they could get licensed, I guess, of 70 songs, or whoever would want to pick a song, they would remix it. And this one was definitely in it. So found it. I didn't buy the album. What I did was, at that time, I think Amazon had one of those, hey, try us out with this music. You can download. They give you like a certain amount of money, like $5 or I don't know, something like that. So I used that money to go start downloading because I wasn't sure about the rest of the album. But anyway, I downloaded this song, played it. It's not a bad cover. So it's basically taking Seals and Crofts and adding a more punchier beat to it. And I think at that time, EDM, electronic dance music, was kind of starting to peak up. And there's some elements to that, not only in this song, but the entire album. So it has that kind of electronic slash hip hop, more of a beat, not hip hop, but more of a beat to it. So it's one of the better like remix covers of Seals and Crofts that I heard. That's why I wanted to bring it up. Although it's not something I would say it would replace the original or even beat out the Isley Brothers. So that's the thing. So after that, I pretty much, Seals and Crofts, I always listen to the original and for Summer Breeze. But I'd say I don't know when, during either 2022 or something like that, like basically when a pandemic was in decline or pretty much done with the majority of people, they're not wearing masks or anything like that. YouTube had one of the rare times YouTube had a good, interesting suggestion, right? Usually they would suggest stuff based off what you view or what you Google search, right? They're all kind of interconnected, and YouTube would either represent, bring up something that they think it's related, or what you search, or maybe both, but usually I kind of avoid it. It's actually more annoying. But in 2022, YouTube brought up something that interested me, okay? And it was a cover of Summer Breeze again. And this is the song. Again, sorry for the pops. Okay, so that is essentially a jazz cover, a pure jazz cover by this guy. His name's Ramsey Lewis, okay? No, the song is not on his album. This Ramsey Lewis is actually his later years, his smooth jazz years. But that song is actually his early years with his trio. And that trio, I think, consisted of, I think I wrote it down. Let me get it. So himself, Cleveland Eaton, which he's on the bass, and it's an upright bass, by the way, and Isaac Holt, right? He's the drummer. So this YouTube video is actually not even, it's the song, but it's not even an album. It's, I don't know if it's a concert or a TV show. It's called Music Laden, and I'll stick it in the description. But it looks like one of those TV shows like a Soul Train or something like that, like for TV, but it's a music, series or something like that. And I think it's in Germany. And the trio performed over there. That's what it is. It's a live TV show of them playing. And it was released in 21. They put this on YouTube on 2020 or 2021. So I listened to the entire song. I was blown away. Not only blown away, I mean, at one point, I've been repeating. It got to me that, heck, this might even be better than Seals and Crofts' original Summer Breeze, right? It's unbelievable. And they don't even start with the intro or anything. They just cut right into, I don't know what you call it, the melody, the chorus, or, they just go right into Summer Breeze right away. And just kind of doing their improv here and there a bit. And what really stood out was the bass. I mean, the bass was in your face. I mean, you can hear it tight, and you can see the Cleveland just going boom, 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 boom. It's fantastic, and the drumming smooth in the pocket type of thing. So, well, I kept going, looping it. So because of that, I wanted to buy that album, whatever that album is. For some reason, that concert wasn't an album, and I get it. Not a concert again, it's a TV show. So I tried to find his original album, and it came out. There's an album called Solar Winds by Ramsey Lewis, and it's the same trio, I'm pretty sure. So great thing about the internet, I get a chance to listen to it before buying Solar Winds, and God, it was major disappointment. The song Summer Breeze in that album, and that album was in 1973, but it had the same elements and everything, same style and all that. However, they added like these, I don't know, not synthesizers, but these sound effects that were so 70s-ish at the time, that were probably popular in the 70s, and they would add these effects here and there. It's not throughout the song, but it's the sound effects sounded like, I don't know if you watch like from the 70s, like the $6 Million Man or Bionic Woman. There's these sound effects where, you know, they show extra strength, and like, let's say Bionic Woman, if she's gonna crush like a baseball or something with her hand, they would add this sound effect to make it sound like she's increasing her strength bionically, you know, that type of thing, and then she crushes it. That type of sound effect would be in that song, Summer Breeze. And at the good parts too. I mean, again, it's not throughout the song, but it's at certain parts. And to me, it totally ruined it. I mean, ruined it so much, I didn't even want to hear that version anymore or buy the album. Now, I don't know if they have a clean version of Summer Breeze that's not the show, but on an album that I could buy. I haven't seen it, and I don't want to risk buying anything I'm not sure of at the moment. So, for me, the go-to is the TV show, the Music Laden one. And again, I'll put that in the link. You definitely got to hear it. Yes, it might not be professionally recorded at the time or something like that, but it doesn't matter. I don't know how they got the bass to stand out like that and all that. Who knows? Definitely listen to it with a good set of headphones or pair it to some good speakers that you can play it through. So you'll be amazed. I mean, that upright bass, it's impressive. So that the whole thing, the Rhodes, just 3 instruments: the drums, the upright bass, and the Rhodes, the piano. So that's all it's needed. That trio did a fantastic job in Summer Breeze, and to me, even right now, just listening to all the covers again, that happens to be my favorite cover of Summer Breeze of all time. And I always will go to that to listen to, more so than the Seals and Crofts, because I listen to that, the bass, everything's outstanding, and I can just hum the lyrics myself. I don't need, you know, Seals and Crofts to sing it for me, even though they're not bad at all. So anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Tell me what you think. What's your favorite summer song? Is Summer Breeze overrated? A lot of people mention it. I don't know why, but you know, it's still my favorite. Love it. Definitely check out the covers. The Isley Brothers, I still think, is the best vocal cover of, and regardless of what style it is, to me it's the best vocal cover of Summer Breeze. And the Ramsey Lewis trio, that particular TV show, watch that one. That's hands down the best. Not the Solar Winds album version, but that one I'm talking about. You got to listen to that one. That one will blow you away. If you love Summer Breeze, this one you'll love it even more. Okay. The Gap one, it's okay. It's a change of pace, change of style. It's not bad, but the other two I think are way, way better. And there's others like Ray Conniff, and I think there's a heavy metal version too, and foreign versions. They're okay, but the ones I mentioned are the ones to go to. So hope you enjoy the video. Summer is going to end soon, so have fun and then take care. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.